Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to be doing a look with a random assortment of makeup, literally. I recently did a whole declutter series, and this may be in the middle of that actually. I'm not sure. But I put all the remaining makeup I have like in its own category on a randomizer app on my phone. And I like to do that sometimes, honestly, just if I don't know what I want to use because I have so many things I like, I'll just like click it, let it pick something for me. May seem a little strange to have like every product you own listed on that, but I love my makeup. So we're going to be doing that today, just kind of letting that pick and see what we get. I feel like doing something pretty fun, something pretty colorful. I've picked out my little pearly eye things. I've not tried the pearls yet. And I'm just feeling like doing something kind of fun. Now I have two products that I'm not going to be choosing on the app today because I actually bought them yesterday and I haven't had a chance to use them yet. One of those products is the Clinique Cheek Pop Pearl Blush in Topaz Pop. It looks like this. And I've not had a chance to even like use this. I swatched it a little bit yesterday. I definitely want to use that. And I actually picked up two foundations. The Soap and Glory, that's supposed to be the dupe for the CYO. I think this is also like discontinued now or something. I don't know. I picked it up at TJ Maxx yesterday because I really like the CYO. So this is just for me to kind of play with and have that. So I'm going to try that one out. And then yesterday at Dollar General, I went in for batteries. And of course I had to go through the makeup section. Well, in the clearance aisle, they had this Wet n Wild Photo Focus. And it actually says matte on it. And it has a matte lid. Now, if you watched my foundation declutter, I did get rid of my other one of these. I think my other one was old enough that it hadn't had this packaging. I don't know if this is currently how it's all packaged. It didn't used to be advertised as like a matte foundation, I don't feel like. I'm assuming they did that once they came out with the dewy one, but I don't know for sure. But I did go ahead and pick this up. Yeah, a whole different bottle than the ones I've had in the past. So I was curious to try that. I did get the shade Buff Bisque, which is usually a little bit dark for me. So I thought if I needed to, I could mix it in with this if this one's too light, because sometimes it is, but then again, I usually think things are going to be too light and it suits me perfectly. So everything else we're going to be spinning for, see what we come up with. So let's go ahead and get started. Eye primer is the first category. Let's see what we get here. And we got the Anastasia eye primer. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I tried to hold it up. There it goes. I tried to hold it to the camera and the camera was like, nope, not having that. So you'll just have to take my word for it. So I'm going to grab out these products as I spin them and we'll just keep it moving. Our next category on here is mascara. Let's see what we get. The Maybelline Lash Sensational Luscious Full Fan Effect. I'm actually going to spin for two mascaras because I always wear two mascaras. And this mascara is actually waterproof. So I'll probably wear that on my lower lashes, maybe not on the top. So I'm going to spin again for another one. Hopefully something not waterproof. I only have like 3 waterproof ones. The Maybelline Full and Soft. I have not used this one since my video I made with it. So some good products here. Some different things so far. Liquid eyeliner. The Milani Stay Put eyeliner in Espresso, actually. Here's what that looks like. I actually got rid of the rest of my Milani ones. I had a blue one and a black one. And I actually got rid of those during my declutter. So, all right. Next on the categories here. Next up is brow gels. And we have the Estee Lauder Brow Gel Clear. Here's what that looks like. And I have a separate category on here actually for pencils and pomades because I usually use a gel and a pomade or a pencil. So we're going to go ahead and spin that one. What did we get? We got the Becca Shadow and Light Brow Contour Mousse. Now I used this just the other day. We'll go ahead and use it today as well, but I don't know. I don't love this. I don't love this. So I said in my declutter this may be on the chopping block. So I guess I'm going to be using it a couple more times and we'll find out. Up next is bronzer. We have the Believe Beauty Tahitian Sun. I really, really like these Believe Beauty bronzers. Let me grab that out. Here's what that looks like. It's actually really nice. Okay, and I am going to skip blush because I'm going to use the Clinique. I also thought about pulling out one of my cream blushes, one of my liquid blushes from Profusion. I don't have my blush category on here separated as cream and powder. It's all just together. So I think I'm just going to choose this because I want to use it. The Blush Hour in Rose or Rosé, I'm not sure. But I'm going to put that with the Clinique one, and I might actually use both. Like I said, I'm just feeling like piling on some makeup. I don't feel like I've done a lot of like bold makeup looks lately. And I know that I posted quite a few of those, but I don't always do them every day. But I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling it. For highlighter, Laura Geller Peach Glow. Okay. Here's what this one looks like. Now, I've had this app on my phone for a while, and I've been, before I ever, started making videos, and I would do this for myself during the, during a day, just like spin through and just use whatever it selected. I like this because it kind of chooses things that maybe I wouldn't pick. I like all these products. I like the Laura Geller. I like the Believe Beauty. But I have a lot of makeup, and I feel like sometimes you start gravitating toward the same things. So if I really want to just mix it up, just let this choose. For contour, I actually have 3 on this list. So it says the KBD Shade and Light. And here's what that looks like. There's that. So we'll use that one. For face powder, I actually only have like one face powder category, but there are certain ones on here I use for my under eyes and other ones I use for my face. So we'll spin and see what we get, and there's some that can work for both, but some of my under eye powders are way too light for the rest of my face, so we'll see. The L'Oreal True Match Powder in 1. Now this is definitely a really light powder for me, but I haven't used this in a while. So I think I'm going to try this all over under the eyes and on the face, and we'll see how it goes. If I need to grab something else, I can. This is not a hard and fast, you can't touch anything else. This is just supposed to be fun, something a little different. All right, for concealer. For concealer, I actually want to use my e.l.f. one. Like, look how low we're getting. Very exciting. All right, for concealer, hopefully it'll pick that. Did you hear me say it? All right, we have the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the shade Light. The Maybelline Instant Age Rewinds are not my favorite. Here's what that looks like. But they're okay. They're okay. I've owned like 50 of them, in the past, but it's just not a favorite. Now, foundation, we've already talked about that. We've got these 2 newer ones we're going to try out. Setting spray or priming spray is usually how I use this product. Okay, Milani Blueberry. All right. What else? Oh, a face primer. For face primer, we're going to go with Bite Changemaker Skin Optimizing. Now, I've only used this a couple of times with some other foundations and then once with the Bite foundation. Now, I didn't feel like this did a whole lot the times that I actually used it. So I'm curious to try this out a little bit more. And it says it's supposed to be, it says it is for normal to oily skin, which right now is me, as I want to say as the weather's getting warmer, but I had to turn the heat back on. Like, we're at the end of April. I'm ready for this to be done. We had a few great days. We were all outside. Everything was amazing. And then it said, we hope you didn't plant anything over the weekend because we're going back down to the 30s. So that's just kind of where we're at right now. It is a dreary day again. So hopefully spring is coming at some point. Okay. Now for eyeshadow palettes. I think I'll actually spin for 2 eyeshadow palettes just so I can kind of mix and match. Like I said, feeling a little bit creative. So let's see. The BH Cosmetics 2000s Remix palette. And here's what this one looks like. Kind of pinky, purple, silver. Wasn't necessarily feeling that vibe, but like I said, I'm going to choose 2 and kind of mix and match and see what we can come up with. Oop. BH Cosmetics, let that go. Now this is a green palette, and here's what that palette looks like. So a strange collection of eyeshadow colors here to work with. So we'll see what we can come up with. No idea. I mean, purple and green I do enjoy together. I don't feel like that goes with this blush at all. I feel like this palette would go with that much better. All right, so let's pull this hair back and go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll turn that light on. Hopefully I don't look too glowy, like white. All right, we're gonna start with our blueberry mist. The blueberry scent on this is okay. It doesn't like really smell like blueberry. I will say the nice thing about these Milani ones is the smell like dissipates really quickly. It's just kind of there in the moment and then it's gone. I'm going to start by priming my eyes with my ABH Eyeshadow Primer. I'm going to shake this. With this one and the Juvia's Place one, I've tried to be so careful about how much I squeeze out. I almost wish they were like in like a doe foot, you know, where you could like pull out the wand and just like dab a little bit on, but blend this in. I will be doing a beginner makeup tutorial here before too long. I actually tried to film it the other day and I was so washed out. Kind of like I'm looking right now. Let's turn that off. How is my neighbor mowing? It is like raining. All right, we've got that ABH primer blended in. We're gonna go in for some brows. Now, I used this Becca one a week ago maybe, and I feel like it's just almost too creamy where it just kind of goes everywhere. I feel like I don't have a lot of control with it. So I'm gonna put my brow gel on first, and then I'm gonna go in with that, and we'll see how it goes. Before I do that though, I'm gonna prime my face with this Bite Beauty Change Maker. And dab a little bit of this on. Just gonna blend this in with a brush. Anyway, I was saying that I already filmed a beginner makeup tutorial the other day. And when I went to edit it, it's kind of like it is right now. Like, I don't know if it's where I've put my camera. Like, I just moved it up a little bit. I didn't like rearrange everything, but it's making me look really washed out. And I know I have like fair skin, but I'm talking like it was like frightening looking. Not flattering. So I ended up deleting that completely. By the time I got done, you couldn't even tell I had on like blush and bronzer. It just was so glowing white. You know, I felt like that was really skewing the look that I had done. I didn't have a lot of makeup on to begin with because it was a, you know, everyday, simplistic beginner tutorial, and it was like, it's like I covered my face in foundation, put on a little mascara, and like walked out, and it was like, no, 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 that's not what happened. Okay. Now I will say, taking a minute to actually blend this in, this already feels better than it did the last time I wore it. And I think that might have something to do with it, because when I was just wiping it on, it was one thing. Then as I was talking and I could kind of feel it blending in, it actually started to like smooth out things a little bit. Maybe that'll be part of the secret to it, is, you know, making sure it's really blended into the skin. I like this shirt, but I almost feel like it looks like my bra straps are hanging out, like, of the shirt. You know what I mean? I know it like matches exactly, but it feels like it looks funny. Okay, this is the first time I've worn it. All right, we're gonna go in with my brow gel. Now this Estee Lauder one is pretty good. Has pretty good hold, I guess. I'm going to put this through my brows. Then I'm going to let it set. And then I'm gonna go in with my Becca. I really want to try the e.l.f. Brow Lift. It's supposed to be like the ABH, like brow freeze. I don't know. I don't know which one's called which. I've not tried either, but I do want to try the e.l.f. one. All right, I'm going to use the other end of that and dip into this Becca pomade right here. Fill in the brows a little bit. Kind of hoping this will help it adhere. I already feel like that looks better than the last time I did it. I feel like it's giving me a little bit more color. I don't know, I feel like it's sticking to my eyebrow a little better. I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Soap and Glory foundation here. And I'm going to use a brush because I forgot to wet a sponge in all of the hubbub of everything I was doing. Okay, I'm going to take one pump. Let's see how long it takes to get this out. Oh, not much, just a pump. I'm going to apply this to the face. I feel like right off the bat I'm going to want more, but we'll blend this in first. I've been trying to be better about that rather than just starting with, you know, 4 pumps of foundation. Actually seeing what it can do in a thin layer. I am definitely going to need more like up here to cover, you know, just in general. But where I feel like it did get pretty good coverage right here on this cheek, I feel like it looks really nice. Not really full coverage, but it evened it out a little bit for sure. I'm going to take another pump of that. I've seen the Soap and Glory skincare there for a while at TJ Maxx, but I hadn't seen any makeup yet. And this last trip I made, they had the foundation, they had a primer, they had some lip products. And then I was trying to look this up yesterday, like the original price and like where you could buy it. And it was hard to find any, and then it was very slim pickings on the shades. So I kind of wonder, like, with all the body care and the makeup being at TJ Maxx and not being like readily available online, I kind of wonder if they're going out too. I hadn't heard anything. And nice, like it covered up here, which is usually how I up here, and then like on the side of my cheek. This always has a little bit of discoloration there, like you can kind of see it, but I feel like that looks really pretty. And I also have a brand new CYO I haven't opened, so might have to be pulling both of these back out. Well, this is brand new, so I still have it out. Okay, anyway, wow, that looks really nice. I feel like I can definitely use some concealer, but I feel like that's looking really good. We're going to go into our Instant Age Rewind in the shade Light. I think this is part of why I don't like this product, is the applicator. And I think that's why my feelings changed, because when I first got it, I used it all the time. So it always felt like the product was fresh, it hadn't been setting. But now it's like, if you don't use all the product that's in there, you're just putting the cap back on and it's just like there for next time. I wouldn't say I'm like, you know, I'm definitely not like, ooh, old makeup germaphobe normally, but that product in particular kind of gives me the, I don't think I have any other products that actually have that applicator to it. I'm trying to think. I know everybody has like that. Right now, everybody's using the Maybelline like 4-in-1 that's in that same packaging. The Charlotte Tilbury ones are in that same packaging. I think that's the only thing I have like that. Maybe it's because I know I don't like it, you know? I feel like it's probably not that much different than like a doe foot applicator, you know, like you're putting that all over your face and then putting it back in the product. So I can't imagine it's, you know, a lot more sanitary to do that, but I don't know, there's something about it. Something about like actually seeing that product is like sitting there from last time you used it. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to put a little bit more of this right on my nose. I feel like for whatever reason, it's not sticking there. It's not wanting to adhere to that part of my nose. Foundation or concealer. It's not sticking. So I don't know what's up with that. Otherwise, I think this looks really nice. I've been wearing the Infallible, the L'Oreal Infallible the past few days. This with the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and I have loved the way my skin has been looking. For the weeks before that, I was having a lot of trouble with like my pores being really enlarged, my face being really oily. I don't know what's changed, but it's been looking much better, and this looks really nice too. That's why I didn't pick the matte putty primer to wear today. I used the randomizer app because I wanted to use that combo again, and I was like, okay, let me see if it's this combo or if it is my skin, you know, improving as, you know, it's going on. So I feel like my skin's balancing out a little bit because this also looks really nice. And I don't feel like I needed the matte Wet n Wild today. I will probably use this in the next couple of weeks. But I always felt about my old one of this that it broke me out. Maybe it was just old. I mean, I don't know. But this felt new, like the new packaging, the fact that it actually says matte on it. And I was like, I don't feel like I've tried this one yet. So we'll be pulling that in. I'm going to let this set down for a few minutes before I actually go in with powder to kind of see how it all is going to work out. So we're going to pull out our palettes here. Let's see where we're going with that. Like I said, one is a purple and like cool tone palette, and this other one's green. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but like I said at the beginning, I'm just trying to have like a creative moment. I'm just kind of feeling like funky, fun look. So let me clean off this desk a little bit so I can have room for those palettes. All right, this seems to be setting down pretty nicely. So I am going to go ahead. Like, I don't know, do I even want to set it? I have to set it. I can't just not. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go in with that True Match blendable powder. And I have the shade N1, which is usually pretty light. I'm going to start on the center of the face and then just kind of dab it over the cheeks. I think we'll go ahead and finish up the face just because I feel like I am looking a little bit pale right now. I'm going to go ahead and contour with the KVD Shade and Light that we picked out. Right below that cheekbone. Whoa, that's pigmented. I'm really liking this brush for this. I know, this kind of like little fan brush situation. I will say I go back and forth with the shape of brush I like for contour. Oh, I gotta be careful there though. I have some texture. If I try to buff too much, it'll start pulling up the product below it. But sometimes I like more of like a fan brush. I've also been using like the actual Real Techniques contour brush, which is like a little domed brush. That also is nice in there. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this under the chin. I'm trying to be really careful with this. It is very pigmented. Go around the face. I'm actually going to use the same brush. I'm going to use the same brush and go down the side of the nose just a little bit. Yeah, that foundation and concealer definitely didn't stick right there in the center of my nose. And I don't know why. Like, that's weird. Weirdly, like, textured. Almost looks like it was sunburnt and like peeling, but I haven't been sunburnt. I'll try. See, like going back over it, even with just my foundation brush, normally would like, it's not, it's just that shiny red. Going in for some bronzer, the Believe Beauty in Tahitian Sun. I'm going to use this as a wave of brush, just a little bit. So I think I'm going to do my tutorial for beginners tomorrow. I already filmed it all the way through twice. And it turned out really nice. And my lighting was so bad. like I said, I just couldn't. You know, when you're so washed out that it just kind of like almost deletes your features. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if anybody else, I'm sure someone else has experienced this. Almost like Voldemort. Is that his name? We're going to go in with some blush. Now I'm going to use my new Clinique Cheek Pop Pearl and Topaz Pop. Definitely using this. But I kind of want to just go underneath with some of my liquid blush. I haven't used it in a couple of days. Alright, we're going to dab some of this onto the cheek. My dog is the loudest thing ever. Hi, puppy. Hi, honey. Pat that in. I am going to take a bit of a fluffier brush for my powder blush. I don't know how pigmented this is. My, whatever that one's called, Pink Honey Pop, is not very pigmented at all. So, I don't know how this is going to be, though. I feel like it's going to be pretty sheer, but I've learned the hard way with several things to take it easy. It's like a berry shade, but not so dark. I don't know, it's really pretty. We'll go ahead and put a little on the nose, even though it's already red there. We'll make it look a little more intentional. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that today, but there we go. Blend it in with that blush. Oh look, we did it on purpose. Okie dokie. There we go. Gonna pick up my Laura Geller highlighter in Peach Glow. We're gonna apply some of that just to the cheekbones. Down the center of the nose. For eyeshadow, we're going to actually start with the 2000s Remix palette. And I'm going to go into this kind of pink shade over here, all in the crease. All right, that's a little bit closer. Still pretty bright, but we're going to go in with Crazy in Love, which is this bright, not even bright pink. It's looking brighter on the eyes than it does in the pan. This shade right here. It's kind of pinky purple in the pan almost, but on the eyes it's definitely showing up a little bit brighter. Okay, we've got that through the crease. Okay, we're going to dip into this. We're going to go in with that deep green shade right in the center of a smaller fluffy brush. The shade we're going into is called Over It. And we're going to put that in the outer corner and into the crease a little bit. I actually really like pink and green together. Really building that up in the outer corner. This is a big part of why I chose randomly 2 palettes. Is to kind of give myself that push to do something creative, you know? I think sometimes you get in ruts. And even for me, like, I love doing just, not even rainbow looks, just like, you know, every combination you can think, but I think sometimes it's just, I start doing monochromatic looks a lot, or neutral looks a lot. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? I love any kind of eyeshadow looks, but almost just challenging myself to do something different. Building that up in the corner of this eye now. Also pulling it through the crease just a touch. Okay, I'm gonna blend this out a little bit here. A little bit more of Over It. Gonna get done in 20 minutes. This is when my kids are gonna come in the door. So let's see. I'm gonna go back into Crazy in Love, which was that light pink. Just dust that back over the edge. It's almost like a pinky purple. I really like this shade. Really filling in that inner part with it, right on the inner corner of the eye. Back into the brush with Over It. I'm gonna take that one more time and just really pat it onto the outer corner without really blending it too much further. I'm actually going to take the shade Don't Ya, which is this bright purple, and I'm going to run that under the lower lash line. We're just going to see. We're going to see how this goes. I like that. I'm going to pull that most of the way across and then kind of fade it into that inner corner. I don't want to bring it like up here or anything. I'm going to do the same on this side. I like that the pink up here and the purple on the bottom are really like melding together because they are right next to each other in this palette. You know, they go together. I'm going to go in with that same fluffy brush with Crazy in Love one more time. Really emphasizing that on the front part here. Okay, and then I'm going to take that green again, the Over It shade, really deepening up that outer corner. On the lid, I think I want to go with this lime green here and Shake It Off. And then I think for the inner corner, I'm going to take one of the purples out of this palette, one of the light purples, either Teen Dream or Twerk. I think we'll probably go with Teen Dream, or maybe even Single Lady. I will say I'm not a huge fan of some of the names in some of these palettes. Like, I like reading them, like I think they're funny because they pertain to my teenage years, but reading them out loud. Whoa, very nice. That's the shade Shake It Off. Yes, Shake It Off. Shake it off, shake it off. That just jazzed that right up. Okay, my goodness. And this is without any kind of glitter primer. I've not been wearing glitter primer much, simply because mine's, I don't think mine's as effective. I feel like it's just creasing a lot. And that may not be the primer, you know, it may be the other things I'm pairing it with, but I feel like specifically the glitter primer is having a hard time. Wow, look how pretty that is. Ooh, I love it. Okay. I'm going to go back into the Over It shade, which is the dark green there in the middle. We'll just put that back on the outer corner, like gently blending almost. Just kind of, like, I don't want it to be a harsh line, but just going to smudge it back over where we put the shimmer. Okay, on the inner portion here, we're going to take, I don't know, this kind of pencil-y brush, I guess. We'll take this into the shade, I think we'll work with Teen Dream, which is down here at the bottom. All over the very front half of my lid. That's why I kind of left it bare. And then pull it down onto the lower lashes as well. Kind of tying together everything we've done here. And again, just running this over the edge of the green. Like, you just want it all to kind of flow. Flow from one thing to the next. I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush I used for the starting pink color and just buff around the edge just a little bit. I'm going to go back in with that pencil brush into the Don't You, which was the bright purple along the lower lashes. And I'm going to go over that one more time. I don't want to pull it down too far, but I do want to like blend out the edge a little bit. Just kind of buff it out a touch. Kind of mesh it in with that bright purple or the shiny purple on the inner corner. Okay, now I'm going to use some of these little pearls. If I can get these on with these nails on. I just put these nails on today. Probably not a great idea to try to do something like so tiny, but we're going to give it a try. Now I'm going to grab my tweezers out really quickly to see if this will help at all. Okay, let's see if we can grab one of these off the paper. There it went. I was waiting on that. I'll put that right here. Like I said, just a trend I was wanting to try. Put this on the other side. Somebody else is mowing. All right, let's get this done sometime today. Okay, we have some little pearls on here. Very cute, very cute. Someone outside is now mowing, so I'm going to put on a little bit of eyeliner, a little bit of mascara, and we will be done with this look. I will be back. Okay, y'all, here we have the finished look. There's a mower outside, there are dogs barking. It's a lot, so I'm just gonna move through this to the end. Okay, so we have our eye look finished. I added a couple little pearls. I added a little bit of brown eyeliner, that matte Milani one we picked out. Didn't do a wing or anything, just went over the top lash line. A couple coats of mascara. The Maybelline Full and Soft wasn't doing it for me with this eye look, so I went ahead and grabbed out my Essence ones. So there is that. I have on a MAC lipstick in Twig on my lips. And I think that's about it for this look. I will say I put the little pearls on the bottom of my eye before I went in with mascara. Even mascara on the top lashes. And as you can see, there's still a little speck there. I can't get off of that little piece of glue. I will not make that mistake again. I will put my mascara on first and then go in with the little things. Lesson learned. You know, I wasn't even thinking like that because I've put them up here before and not had that issue. So kind of one of those, you don't know until you do it. And then I'm like, oh, that was not the way I should have done that. So here is our finished look today. It's a closer look at that. I hope you enjoyed our little roulette style, you know, let the app pick our makeup look here. And two unlikely paired palettes. We had the 2000s Remix and the Let That Go palette from BH. So I really had a good time doing this. As it got going, I didn't know where I was going to go with this look when I started. When I started with that pink one, I had no idea where we were headed. And I think we ended up somewhere pretty fun. I really like the way that this has turned out. So with that being said, with everybody being outside, you know, doing all of their yard work at this second, we're going to go ahead and go. I hope you enjoyed this look for today. I hope you will subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.